If a social media agency promises you immediate follower growth, guaranteed virality, or a specific revenue number before understanding your business, do not sign a contract. A good agency can guarantee its process. It cannot guarantee how people or algorithms will behave. I've seen businesses publish a lot of content and still get zero buyers. The posts look professional, the account looks active, the views may even increase, but there are no inquiries, no qualified leads, no clear path from content to customer. So before you hire an agency, you need to know the difference between a posting service and a genuine growth partner. In this video, I'll give you a simple framework for finding that difference. I call it the PACT standard. PACT stands for positioning, audience intelligence, conversion path, testing and learning. If an agency cannot explain these four things, you may not be buying a growth system. You may only be buying post. Let's start with positioning. Before creating content, the agency must understand why someone should choose your company. Not just what you sell, not just your list of features. It needs to understand who has the problem you solve. How painful is that problem? What has that person already tried? Why did those alternatives fail? And why is your solution different? If you tell an agency, we help business owners, that is too broad. If you say our software is for every company, that is also too broad. Broad positioning creates generic content, and generic content really makes a buyer feel understood. A serious agency should help you sharpen your positioning before building the content calendar. You do not need to arrive with a perfect strategy, but you must give the agency access to the truth inside your business. That includes customer conversations, sales calls, objections, product knowledge, and previous results. The client provides access. The agency turns that information into a clear market position. A. Audience intelligence. The second part of PACT is audience intelligence. This is deeper than creating a basic customer profile. The agency should understand how your customers describe their problems in their own words. What frustrates them? What are they afraid of? What have they already tried? Why are they still stuck? What would make them trust your company? A strong agency finds these answers by studying real evidence. It should speak with the founder, sales team, and customer success team. It should review sales calls, customer reviews, support tickets, lost deals, ready discussions, YouTube comments, and competitor reviews. Why is this important? Because generic inputs create generic content. If the agency understands your audience only as SaaS founders or small business owners, the content will sound like everybody else. But when it understands the exact moment your customer feels the problem, the content becomes relevant. The buyer begins to think, this company understands what I am dealing with. And this is the beginning of trust. C. Conversion path. The third part is the conversion path. This is where many social media strategies fail. The agency creates a post, someone sees it, maybe they like it, maybe they follow the account, but then what? Where should they go next? What should they learn? What action should they take? How does that action become a real business opportunity? If nobody can answer these questions, there is no complete strategy. There is only content production. I use a simple model called the curiosity to customer path. It looks like this. Relevance creates curiosity. Curiosity creates conversation. Conversation creates customers. First, the right person must see the content. Then they must recognize a problem they care about. The content should give them a useful insight. That insight creates curiosity. They visit your profile. They watch another video. They visit your website. They send a message or book a call. The content does not always create an immediate sale, but it should move the right person closer to a conversation. Ask any agency you are considering this question. Can you show me the path from someone seeing our content to becoming a qualified inquiry? If its only answer is we will post consistently and increase engagement, it doesn't have a conversion strategy. T. Testing and learning. The final part of PACT is testing and learning. No honest agency knows exactly which post will perform best before publishing it. Research gives us a better starting point. It doesn't remove all uncertainty. A strong agency should become smarter after every content cycle. It should explain what worked, what failed, which audience responded, which message created interest, did the content attract buyers or irrelevant followers, what will change next. This is one of the biggest difference between a posting service and a growth pattern. Do not fire an agency because one test failed. Fire it when it repeats failed tests without becoming more intelligent. The amplifier principle. Here is another idea I call the amplifier principle. Content volume multiplies whatever sits underneath it. If your positioning and strategy are strong, more content can create more opportunities. But if your message and targeting are wrong, more content only creates more waste. More posts cannot fix unclear positioning. More followers cannot fix the wrong audience. More views cannot fix a missing conversion path. And AI cannot fix a company that does not know what it needs to say. It only helps that company produce the wrong message faster. That is why you should not choose an agency based only on the number of posts it offers. There are 3 promises that should make you suspicious. The first is guaranteed virality. Agencies do not control the algorithm. Virality can happen. It cannot be honestly guaranteed. The second is immediate follower growth. More followers may look impressive, but are they potential buyers? 10,000 irrelevant followers may be less valuable than 100 decision makers who understand your offer. The third is guaranteed revenue. Social media can influence revenue, but revenue also depends on your offer, pricing, sales process, website, follow-up, and product. If an agency promises a specific result before understanding your business, it is not forecasting, it is performing. A trustworthy agency should guarantee the quality of its work. It can commit to research, clear strategy, consistent production, reliable communication, honest reporting, and regular testing. It can guarantee its process. It cannot guarantee the market. What should the agency report? Before signing, ask to see a sample report. The report should answer 4 questions. First, what was published and what was each piece supposed to achieve? Second, did the content reach the intended buyers? Third, did those people take meaningful actions? Did they visit the profile, watch more content, visit the website, send a message, book a call? Fourth, what did the agency learn and what will it change next? Reporting is not a receipt proving the agency stayed busy. It should help the company make better decisions. If every report ends with, let's post more of what got likes, you are not receiving strategy. You are receiving analytics decoration. What results should we expect? In the first 30 days, expect a strong foundation. You should have clearer positioning, a better defined customer, a documented conversion path, content pillars, a working production process, and early signs of curiosity from the right people. After approximately 90 days, that curiosity should begin turning into commercial movement. That could include relevant inquiries, direct messages, qualified calls, repeat engagement from target accounts, or prospects mentioning your content. 30 days should create clarity and curiosity. 90 days should begin creating qualified conversations. That is not a guaranteed timeline for revenue. Different businesses have different sales cycles, but there should be visible movement toward a buyer. Final test. Before writing an agency, ask 4 questions. Does it investigate before it creates? Can it connect content to an inquiry? Does it measure buyer signals instead of only attention? Does it become smarter after every cycle? If the answer is yes, that agency may become a genuine growth partner. If it only talks about posting frequency, followers, and virality, you may simply be buying activity. Use the PACT standard: positioning, audience intelligence, conversion path, testing, and learning. You do not need an agency that only keeps your account busy. You need one that understands your market, creates curiosity, and turns that curiosity into real business conversations. So next time, before you sign with any agency, ask it to show you how it will do that. Alright, take care. I will see you in the next one.